Good to see y'all. We started Cincinnati prep today. About an hour and 40 minutes of practice in shells, and thought the kids were locked in well, and decided to get going on them. We'll go again. We switched up a little bit. We're beat up a little bit, so we wanted to buy another day. Hopefully we can get some guys back. So tomorrow will be our mock game where it's situations and having the guys understand how we stretch on game day, and just alignment on the sidelines, where they're going to sit, take all the anxiety out of game day, running through the A, all those type things. With that'll be some situations like backed up punting, kickoff after a safety, things of that nature that we have to be prepared for as well, but not a lot of physicality at all tomorrow. And then that way we're going to come back Saturday in full pads on a Tuesday practice. So hopefully we can get some of the guys that are a little beat up, dinged up back by that time.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned you got a few guys dinged up. Specifically, I guess Brady Latham and Jaden Hazelwood, guys that would be considered starters. What's their status right now?
I really believe that both of them will be back. I don't know. I feel strongly that they'll be back for the game. I'm not positive. The day our goal would be to get them back no later than Monday, but of course we just got to wait and see on that. But I really think Brady could probably practice right now. We're just trying to buy another 48 hours for him, to be honest with you.
With Dominic coming back on Monday, he missed, I guess, 29 straight practices, but looked pretty good and seems to be moving, and came back the next day. So I guess no real swelling issue or anything. Is there a possibility for him in the first game?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I really don't. I think at some point we're going to need to put him in versus scouts, let him get popped around a little bit. I don't see that happening until at least Monday. But if we can do that where he gets dinged, popped around a little bit and see how he feels. The great thing, he hadn't had swelling. He's been out there. He hadn't done a whole lot, but he's done full Indy and he hadn't had swelling on it. So hopefully it continued that way after today's practice, and hopefully we could get him out there and move him around a little bit on Monday. I don't know that, to be honest with you.
I know you're hoping he's going to be ready to go for Cincinnati, but with Brady out right now, you're getting a look at Tykees at right guard, Limmer, I guess, over at left guard. How comfortable are you with that combination if you were have to deal with that?
Very. I told Coach Kennedy that this really has, anytime you have an injury, as long as it's not a season-ending injury, it should benefit somebody on the team. This one certainly has Tykees and Limmer. We played Limmer at center as well. Ricky was beat up for practice, so I think we'll end up being a better offensive line because of this. We certainly want Brady back, and we'll get him back. But it has benefited Tykees and Bo when Ricky went out. So if we played with those five guys and Brady couldn't come back, we'd be fine. We feel like we field a really fine offensive line. It hurts your depth a little bit because now your number one depth player, who's Crawford, is starting. So it hurts that a little bit.
Along those same lines, I guess we've seen Keytron in the slot some.
Yeah.
How do you think he's doing there? I mean, is it kind of just another example of trying to get your best three on the field at the same time?
Yesterday was his first day at slot, and I told him, pulled him aside, and thought he did a really good job there. We had a meeting, just in case Hazelwood's not able to play. Who are three top receivers and where do we need to put them to have the most success? And Keytron's probably played as much ball as any of them. And we know he knows that position. So I think we'll be fine there as well, but certainly we hope we get Hazelwood back.
Yeah, Sam saw Marcus Miller was back. I think that's his first time back since the scope, and didn't see him in a green jersey. How good was it to have him back out there doing whatever he could? And is there a timetable for when he might reasonably be able to play if you need him?
Well, we put him a little bit versus the scouts today. I didn't want to put him against the big, the one O-line or anybody like that. I didn't want that first day back, but I thought he looked pretty good. I think he's ready to go. I think he will be ready to go. And it's really good for him because, Marcus had the knees before. And then, last year, believe he got COVID and was out for a while. And he's had a little tough luck a little bit here. And, then this knee deal happened this year. And, but I think he worked his tail off to rehab, and it's good to see him back out there. I think he'll be able to play without any doubt on next Saturday.
And then obviously it's been a while since you added Deke Adams and Dominic Bowman. How do you feel like those guys are fitting in? What do you like about what they're doing? And I'm sure it's not anything to do with you hiring them, but one worked at Washita Baptist, one worked at Arkansas Monticello, I think. So they both were at small schools. Now they're at the flagship school in the state. What do you think about that?
Well, I love the fact that they've already understand the state. Certainly could help in recruiting with some of the relationships they've made. They both have done a really outstanding job. They both have family in Arkansas, and just really glad they're here. We've got to take the anxiety of game day out of them too. So tomorrow is just going to be a calming day for all of us, where that's what we do here. That's what and Deke and Dominique had as many questions as the freshman athletes are going to have, so I'm really proud of them and glad they're here.
Barry said the other day, he's actually learned some stuff from them, and Barry's obviously a pretty accomplished coach. What have you thought of they've added, value to the staff?
Just different ideas. I think we're doing a little bit of different things in the secondary since Dominique got here, convinced Barry of some things there. Deke's brought a different coaching style. He was familiar with the 3 down front, familiar with the 4 down front. Some of the games, some of the different blitzes that we have in now. A lot of them came from, or some of them came from the past of what Deke's done in the past. So all of them, it's any new coach is going to add something. You're going to either mark it out and say, no, we're not going to do that. Or you're going to say, you know what, this could be a package that helps us in this look. And both of them have brought those things to the table.
Clark's been doing good in practice, but that second quarterback spot, you guys haven't really figured out yet. Have you seen anybody emerge there? How are you feeling about that spot?
No, I mean, we've got 3 that we trust going in there. That's the one of the spots I couldn't tell you who would run out there at corner today. There's 3 of them, with Nudie, Day, and Malik. We've got to find that guy. We're confident in all those guys, but we've got to find that guy. It's more important to the kids who runs out there the first time, honestly, than it is to the coaches. But we got to, if they're that close, but we've got to make that decision here sometime Monday or Tuesday, I would guess.
Coach, I think we had you at 84 scholarships heading into camp. Is the plan to retroactively apply that kind of like you did this year, with a couple guys this year, and also with 2 players entering the portal? Do you lose those scholarships, or do you get those back? And if you do, what do you plan to do?
Okay, the first thing is let's go backwards. You get the scholarship back in January. Okay, so they've got their scholarship for this semester. Once they go in the portal, you get it immediately the next go round, which would be January. You talked about 80, 84. Oh, you talk about current guys.
Right.
Current guys, what I probably will do, to be perfectly honest with you, because if you give current guys on the team a scholarship, they're all year scholarships. They're 1 year. And so you struggle with the math. And so the math says you have 20 something committed. How many are you going to lose? And then can we get to 85? That's the whole thing. So probably what my idea would be, you can retro them back as long as you do it before the semester ends. So what I might do is wait till December, see where we're at scholarship wise. And then if we feel like we could be under at that time, maybe award a walk-on guy or something like that, a scholarship. The other thing is you could award a guy that is a senior that's going to graduate at Christmas. You could do that and then get it back in January. But I don't think we have but maybe one or two guys on the team that would even qualify for that. So I think we'll wait before we do anything with the scholarship. We'll wait, but we know we can give it backwards. And so we just sort of like we did the kicker last year. So that's what we'll do.
And I don't think, let's say out of the green guys, Jaden Wilson and Marcus Henderson, I think are the only guys that you have enough.
Green today. Jaden's practicing. I think he'll be fine. We've got him in a green because we just don't want to hit him. But he practiced the whole day yesterday and today, and he'll be ready. Marcus Henderson's another story. You know, he hadn't been in there banging yet. So I don't really know right now. I probably wouldn't count on him for next Saturday at this point.
Be the plan, like what you have going on right now with Limmer shifting to left guard and Takia's coming in at right guard. If there was something that happened on the offensive line, just kind of, you got Latham and Limmer who can move around a lot and just try to get Takia's in there somewhere.
Yeah, you're going to get him in. I mean, that's the bottom line, and you'll find out how to work it around because you have Brady and you have Limmer and you have, you know, Ricky could play guard. It would never happen, if that makes sense. I mean, we're not going to move Ricky, you know, to put somebody in at center, you know what I mean? So, but he could play guard as well, which actually we played him in guard this camp at guard because we told him when he came back that we could help him with his draft by moving him to guard so the guys could see him play guard. And so he's probably got 35, 40 reps at guard in practice. The scouts were in today and they talked to me about it. And I said, well, look at practice this, look at practice that, look at practice that. And you'll see him playing guard live, one versus one. So we have tried to help him that way. He's certainly been good to us.
Coach, with the battle at that second corner spot, you mentioned you got three guys you feel comfortable with. Could you envision a scenario where you rotate a couple of those guys or all three of them in a game, just kind of see who, shines brightest with the lights on?
I think so. The problem with the corners has been nagging injuries. If we were healthy, you probably have a pretty good idea who's your top two corners, but we just haven't. None of them's been healthy, and growing pull here, hamstring here, quad here, just, things that's taken them out of practice, and nobody's really Wally pipped anybody yet, so we'll just keep going. They're all healthy right now. So hopefully in the next day or two, we'll make a decision.
And I know you just recently got into the Cincinnati prep, but I guess they haven't announced the starting quarterback yet. Do you have any thoughts on those two guys and how you go about preparation?
They're both good players. One obviously maybe a little more athletic than the other. We'll prepare for both, but both of them can run, and both of them can throw. One of them just a little bit quicker than the other guy, but we'll be ready either way. And I wouldn't be surprised if they played both of them, to be honest with you.
What do you like about Simeon Blair, and how has he kind of progressed from his time when he was, a walk-on and a scholarship and now potentially a starter?
Yeah, everything would be the first answer. He's smart. He's a great team player. One of the hardest working guys on the team, appreciative of what he gets. I'm not a flashy when you offer a scholarship to a guy and do the video and all that. And I applaud those guys that are. I just know that the guy's not getting one is feeling as bad as the guy getting one, is feeling good. So, but that was a special moment to be able to give him, he earned a scholarship. And then from then he's just taken off. I mean, he runs the ball. He's a leader over there. He'll hit you. You'd like to have a whole bunch of Blairs on your team.
Hey, Sam, I think I probably know who they'd be, but have you definitely set your number one kickoff guy, your number one punter, your number one snapper?
Yes.
Could you tell us who they are? Or
I thought you would tell me, and I just
okay,
said,
well,
yes.
I think Little's going to kick off. I think Steid your snapper. I think Bauer's your punter. But I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
Firm for sure.
It'll
Yeah.
be Bates or Little kicking off, and Little will be your field goal kicker, and punter. We're close, but we're not ready to say there on the punter, and Steiner, he'll be a snapper.
And I know Crawford and Lewis, they obviously didn't seem to figure in the rotation, but you spent time, energy, money recruiting those guys. Now, a week before the opener, they go into the portal. I mean, how do you feel about that? And the fact guys leave so late, in the process.
I feel like if they don't want to be here, they need to get in the portal, and I have no problem with it. If you don't like it at the University of Arkansas, you need to go someplace else, and that's what the portal's for. And we're not for everybody. I mean, you got to practice, and you got to, go to weights. You got to do, it's hard. If you don't like it, then that's who we are. We're not changing, and go in the portal. Would I like it to be earlier where we could keep our scholarship and all that kind of stuff? Absolutely, because the guys that are on the team are earning their scholarship. But that's the rules. But I really feel that way, and that's anybody. If we do our stuff the way we do it, and I think we're more than fair with kids and how we handle them, how we talk to them. And for whatever reason, whether it be depth chart, it's too hard. Whatever reason it may be, they choose to go in the portal. We wish them luck, and we'll help them. We're not for everybody, so that's how I feel about it.
So one more little off topic. I know I think you probably get along with all the coaches, but I know you and Courtney seem to really get along. I don't know if you knew, you're probably so engrossed in your prep, but she got a new contract today. I'm just wondering.
You get a lot of money?
I'll tell you afterwards. I said okay, everybody. I think it's through 2030 or something like that.
Huh?
I think it's through 2030. It's a pretty good extension.
My Lord, they didn't give me one. They thought I might be 6 foot under by that date.
I might be. What you think about that?
Love it. She got a new contract. Love it. She deserved. I don't know what it was, but when I was here the last time, their program was worse than our program when I got back. And then look what she's done. It's an inspiration. It's an inspiration to all of us coaches. And she is the salt of there. She's a wonderful person. And I'm ecstatic for her. And really, more importantly, for the kids that she coaches and that she's going to be here at Arkansas. She's great. Thanks, Coach. All right.